of a great man. Charlie Kirk stood for the values we all hold dear. He stood for love of country, love of God, and a deep respect for the Constitution of the United States, which he considered to be the greatest political document ever written. Charlie Kirk went on to college campuses to bring free speech and conservative faith-based perspectives that are seldom found in these institutions. He always asked those who disagreed with him to come to the front of the line when he held these events so they could speak to him first. He truly wanted to engage in respectful dialogue with people on the other side of the issues that are important to all of us. Not only did he do all of this, but he did it while enduring hostile protesters and constant threats. People would scream at him and call him horrible things, and he responded with dignity and kindness. He truly cared about the students on those college campuses and wanted a brighter future and better country for all of them. Every time I watch videos of him talking to other people, I am struck by how he took time to listen before he responded. You could tell he wasn't just listening to formulate the best response to drive home a political point, but he actually cared about the other person and saw them as a human being. In our current culture and climate, that is a rarity. And we should all follow his example of how to treat others with whom we disagree. The way he treated others came from his faith. I would like to share a verse that I think really illustrates this well. In Ephesians chapter 4, verse 32, it says, "Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ God forgave you." Charlie did not just talk the faith. We can see that he clearly lived it out every day in the way he conducted himself. Towards people he earnestly disagreed with, and I know this can be incredibly difficult to do. The death of Charlie has deeply impacted this country. On the day of his death, I took phone calls from many family and friends. All of them were saddened and angered by the political assassination of a man who inspired so many of us to be better than we otherwise would. I think what strikes many of us most is the fact that Charlie Kirk held no political office. He was just a man who stood up forthrightly and shared his beliefs and opinions. He was killed for doing exactly that. Sharing positions that many of us hold and would not be out of place at the family dinner tables across the Upper Peninsula. The organization that Charlie Kirk started at the age of 18 with no college education has grown into a political force to be reckoned with. The ground game that Turning Point USA executed during the most recent presidential election is almost certainly the reason that President Trump is in office today.
Yeah.
The accomplishments of this man at the age of 31 are absolutely incredible. Turning Point USA was started with only $10,000 in the dreams of one man. When Ben Shapiro first met Charlie Kirk, he turned to the CEO of the Daily Wire, Jeffrey Boring, and said, "That kid is going to be the head of the Republican National Committee one day." When what Charlie Kirk went on to actually do was even more impressive than that. He went on to college campuses and changed the minds of countless young men and women. He started a movement of conservative leadership in a place where it was least expected, and it has grown to be one of the most powerful political organizations in the country. Forever disrupting the status quo of our political system. Even more important than the political change that he brought about, he encouraged countless college-age Americans to meaningfully engage with their faith. So where do we go next in the face of this senseless tragedy that has taken the man who built this incredible organization from us? We have but one choice: to work harder than ever before to ensure that the movement he started will continue on and bring more change to this country. In the Upper Peninsula alone, we have 33 new high school chapters being started across the UP. In our own NMU chapter, our membership has grown from 120 members to well over 200 members. All of this growth has occurred in the last 10 days. Charlie Kirk said it best: the movement her husband built will not die. Tonight, I and my fellow chapter members are here to say that we will keep her promise. We will continue this fight with everything we have. In the short time I have been involved, I have watched my fellow chapter members stand up and take on massive amounts of responsibility. We have stayed up until all hours of the night, writing speeches and coordinating events. I am so impressed with the commitment and drive of a bunch of ragtag 20-somethings to pull together one of the biggest events that a student organization has ever hosted at Northern Michigan University. In the form of the vigil we held last night, over 600 people attended, overflowing the auditorium. We have managed to do all of this despite overwhelming opposition from our classmates and professors. We endure constant insults, both in person and on social media, to the point of having to call the police multiple times. Our chapter is bigger and stronger than ever. We have many events planned for the future and have created 3 new subcommittees. The movement that Charlie Kirk spent his entire life building is alive and well at one of the most liberal campuses in the state of Michigan. We will never stop advocating for what we believe in, and we will not be silenced in the face of evil and gunfire. Thank you and good night.